In this lesson, we're going to have to do two things. We're going to have to solve an inequality and then graph it. You can't graph it in this form because 9 times x is less than or equal to 54. I'm not totally sure what values would be x unless I think about it or I just solve it. So this is a one-step inequality. It's 9 times x is less than or equal to 54. So to solve it, I'm going to divide both sides by 9 so that I can just know that x is less than or equal to 54 divided by 9, which is 6. And now that I know x is less than or equal to 6, I can use a solid dot to represent less than or equal to, and then an arrow to the left. And so that gives me the solution to this inequality. So I'm going to have to solve it and then graph it. So in the next one, and sometimes you might be able to just think about what number plus 1 is less than 9. These are very simple problems. But just for the practice of solving, since it's plus 1, I'm going to subtract 1. And so I know that x is less than 8. And so less than would be an open circle and to the left above the 8. And so there's the graphical solution to that inequality. X minus 7 is greater than 8, so it's minus, so I'm going to plus 7 to both sides. Again, we're just like we're solving equations, but with a different symbol in between the numbers. And so x is greater than 15, so it's an open circle above the 15, and it's greater than, so it's to the right. All these numbers here would be a solution to this inequality. Now we have divided by, x divided by 3. So we're going to multiply times 3. And that will eliminate the fraction x over 3 and just make it x is greater than or equal to 6 times 3, which is 18. And so now we say x is greater than or equal to, so it's a filled in dot. And it's greater than, so it's to the right. And you could think, even for a minute, if I took the number 21, which would be a solution to this, 21 divided by 3 is 7, which is greater than 6. So it's numbers larger than 18 that make this true. Okay, 12 plus x is greater than 24, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides so that I can solve the inequality first. So I know that x, bring the x down, it's a positive x, that's all that plus means, it's positive, is greater than or equal to, symbol comes down, 24 minus 12 is 12. So now I can graph it, x is greater than or equal to, so solid dot, to the right, it's greater than, x is greater than or equal to 12, solid dot, over the 12, to the right. And we're solving first. It's multiplication, so I divide. And the division eliminates the 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1x. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And the symbol says x is less than 3. Not including the 3, so it's an open circle to the left. So now we're just combining two things that we've done in the past. We graphed inequalities and we solved inequalities. Now we're doing both of them in the same problem. So divided by 9 would be then multiplied by 9. So when we divide by 9, then we get x is greater than 4 times 9, which is 36. So x is greater than, so it's an open circle, and it's greater than, so it's to the right. And finally, because we have minus 2, we're going to add 2 to both sides. So x is less than or equal to 13 plus 2 is 15. And so it's less than or equal to 15, so it's a solid dot. Less than or equal to, anytime we have this equal to symbol, it's going to be filled in. And it's less than, so it's to the left. And again, the length of the arrow is not really that important. Just make sure it's long enough to know which direction we're going in, that there's an arrow on the end to indicate that it goes on forever in this direction. Because all these numbers are included too. Negative 12 and beyond are all solutions to this inequality. And that's how you graph and solve an inequality together.